Hey everybody, Kenny here. Welcome back to our Epoch 1.0 playthrough. So last time we finished the kind of prologue stuff and made it to the council chamber, where I left off for a few reasons. First is that, like I've been having this issue where I can't trust that my recordings aren't going to just get completely lost by my PC just suddenly crashing on me. Which hasn't happened in a couple weeks, but I'm still treating it as though, it's a symptom that I need to combat until I know for certain that it's not going to keep happening. I also intentionally kept from doing this stuff because there are a few things here that I wanted to give attention for when we start them, just because I kind of hinted at it during my my new player guide, but I didn't want to call it out specifically just because it's something that I want that that discovery for new players. But but if you're watching a playthrough, then obviously there's no need to be coy and beat around the bush on certain things. So I will be going into some of the quest rewards for things that are about to happen. Yeah, so back to our Falconer. Also, since last session, I have completely remapped the way that my controller works for this game specifically. So all the stuff I mentioned last time about how I don't have this bound on my controller anymore because that button is broken. Now it is bound properly, but I also have to relearn how to play ARPGs using my controller because I've remapped where the skills are mapped to my controller now. So now instead of them being like the face buttons, like the X, A, B, Y, for these, now these are actually on the left touchpad, which I normally only use for opening up the different menus and stuff. This is what I would normally use my left touchpad for, but now I have all of those on the face buttons, and I'm using that touchpad for all of my skills because I was noticing that specifically just the way that I was when I was rewatching those sessions, that if I wanted to use one of the skills, so to say I didn't want to be using puncture, I wanted to use something else, then I would have to stop moving because I control the mouse with my thumb, with my right thumb, and so I would have to move I would have to stop moving so that I could move my thumb down to the face buttons. So now I'm using the left trackpad for my skills so that I can still move around and use the skills at the same time. But it's going to require my brain to completely remap how I've been using this controller for the last 8 years. Yeah, nothing for us to do with our inventory. So let's go and talk to this guy. Who are you? You're a very important person, I know that. But who are you? Because once again, I've never actually paid attention to any of the story in this game. I don't actually know who this guy is. And I've always been very confused by the role he plays in the game because of the fact that I don't know who he is. So, who are you?
You. I can sense that you have a shard of the Epoch, but that is impossible. Who are you?
Tell Elder Gaspar how you gain the shard.
I see. We have relied on the power of our shard for ages, always assuming the others were lost, and it seems only tapping into a fraction of its potential. You were brought forward in time by the shard. If you want to return to your time, we will need to use them together. If the void does not consume us first, of course.
What's going on? What is the void?
The void fell upon our world hundreds of years ago. All-consuming darkness spread across the surface and drove us into these caves. The last city of humanity. Last refuge. Now that the void has finally found us, it will reach this place and snuff us out.
How are you planning to deal with the void?
Elder Panion is an expert at using the shard. He can weaponize it against the void. I have received word that his study is under attack. We may be out of time.
What are the shards?
They are the shards of the Epoch, a relic said to have power over fate itself. And after hearing your story, I have no doubt in this now. It was broken into 3 shards long ago. We relied on one of them to sustain this place ever since the void destroyed the surface. We thought the other shards were lost, but with yours, we may have hope of surviving this.
What can I do?
Everyone here is either too old or too injured to go warn Elder Panion, except for you. Please, find him and have him return here before something terrible happens. Please, take these idols with you. An idol of Logon to guard you against chaos, and one of Eterra to guide you home. Wherever that may be. The gods have long left this world, but their memory will give you comfort. Be safe, traveler.
Alright, and we got our first 2... Yep. We got our first 2 idols. You always get one of each of these, which it's funny. So since this is the first time I ever paid attention to that, now I know that this is an Eterra idol and this is a Logon idol. Chance to ignite, elemental resistance, chance to poison, increased void damage. Yeah, so this one, not good for us. This one, extra resistance, and we are using fire sometimes, so. Okay. Well, did you come from the last refuge outskirts? So you help with the evacuation. You're in your debt. You may need more of your aid yet. Goodbye. Passive point?
I see.
What?
Oh, you. I know you're here, and I will accept your thanks by allowing you to repay me with a favor. Allow me to what? I know this looks grim, but we have to keep hope. We must believe that we'll survive this. That I'll survive this. I believe in our survival so much that I need you to go to my quarters and find my ledger. Why do you need a ledger at a time like this? Oh, just in case any fool thinks that this disaster somehow erases the debts they owe me. In return, I'll share one of the trinkets I liberated from the slums before I rescued you.
Go on then. Bah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I guess it's not going to give me the option until I get back now. So the way this normally works is that this guy's an asshole, and then the gambler, yeah, I guess, is one of the people who was indebted to this guy. So, like, after you get his quest, he usually, like, says, hey, I'll pay you instead. Just give the ledger to me instead of to him. And like, the reason to choose between them is that depending on which one you give the ledger to, you get a different unique item. So by returning the ledger to this guy, you get a pair of gloves that makes it that when you deal elemental damage, you leech life. And if you return it to him, then you get a unique amulet that makes it that you have a guaranteed chance to crit, but your chance to crit diminishes over time. Like, each time you perform a critical hit, your chance to critically hit again goes down. Like, I kind of, like, you know, like, referred to this in my new player guide, but, you know, I didn't want to specify that, oh yeah, like, you know, like, this amulet that I'm showing you, this is actually one of the quest rewards you can get. You can guarantee you can get it by picking a by picking a certain NPC during this quest. But you know, I didn't want to go and spoil that for people who are new to the game. So, but yeah, that's how this works. You get a special unique item depending on which of these people you finish this quest for. But I was pretty sure that, like, you know, like, he asks you to do that, you know, to because, like, I guess, like, you know, like, he's going to ask when we get back, but, like, you know, like, normally, like, the way it works is that you get the quest as you're going out.
We have little time. Please.
Yeah, now we have 5 points. Go and spend these. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to go for, then I'm going to finish up Swift Assassin, and I'm going to put some points into Guile to finish off the 20 that we need in order to move on to our mastery. Yeah, so do 1 point there, and then we'll just invest in that. That way we have that poison resistance.
Yes.
Damn, I can't die now. My work is nearly complete. Your work? Yes, my research into the Immortal Empire. They were scourged upon this world. I know I could have gleaned more balanced power from their knowledge. In nothing else they provided that death need not be the end, and that the aspirations of man could not be constrained by the gods. Oh, to have lived in their time.
Farewell. Gods.
What are you doing? Are you heading to the same way Panion did? I beg you not. I beg you do not. Why not? Those things have already swarmed into the archive. It was terrible. Words can't describe it. The worst though was what happened to those who didn't. The worst though was what happened to those who didn't run, who didn't die. I saw them change. Saw the darkness flow into them, make them something different, something horrible. Don't throw your life away like this.
Where are you going?
Okay, no secret door there. Not there.
I once believed the shards would be safe, where the gods could not reach. In the future, I was mistaken. I find myself in a ruined era. With only one shard left by my side, my purpose is clear. I must seek refuge, prevent others from this power, and locate the rest of the Epoch. What happened when I tapped into this power? Why did one shard come with me? Where are the others? Was all of this for nothing?
Not happening. Not happening.
Ezra's ledger. On the crowded desk sits a large, well-worn ledger. Peek into the ledger. Converted debt comes to 12 bundles of meat and 4 casks of gruel milk. Note: Brun's recent financial issues have become worse. Adjust debt conversion to reduce the difficulty of repayment. Peek into ledger. Sable. 500 gold marks and 24 rations. Note: deceased. Debt nullified. Gemis. 1200 gold marks. Note: deceased. Debt nullified. Return jewelry held as collateral to the nearest relative or associate. Artem. Debt repayment is not likely. Note: I must refuse to play more games of chance with Artem. Empire bones, oracle cards, and even betting on beetle fights. He keeps losing and only increases his debt. Take the ledger.
Not happening.
Okay.
Not happening. Not happening.
Hmm.
Not happening.
Okay. So no secret door so far.
Not happening.
I'll find one eventually.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
That's a very cool little effect that they added here. This definitely didn't used to be in the old builds.
As quickly as I came here, it is now time to go. Lost Refuge is as safe as it can be. We've created a sanctuary here. It is time I hang up the title of Elder Balthus. With that, I begin again. Here I leave my knowledge. The records of Eterra's past and the millennia of wrongdoings that created this world. I am disturbed by this era, but it is not a mistake. It is the consequences of our actions. History is not observed. It is made. We must act.
Yeah, we have access to Ballista now. I guess wouldn't be a terrible option. But we don't really use Acid Flask at all. Ballista would be less upkeep.
Not happening. Not happening.
It turns out I am not entirely alone. There are people who seek refuge, a means for survival. Even these were once the Olatri Mountains. Is this what becomes of my people? I offered them shelter. The tunnels and Keeper ruins are still navigational. And, with their help, we can build something new. Here, I will guard what little of the Epoch I have left, and find a way to protect us. This is not the end. It turns out I am not entirely alone. There are people who seek refuge, a means for survival. Given these were If you read this, I am gone. Keep lost refuge safe. Fight off the void. Do not succumb to despair. I trust you all. You are my people. Which is why I must go. May Terra protect you all.
Not happening.
Are you looking for Panion? You already left to take the shard and face the void himself. He will fall. It is too late for us. And soon it will be too late for him as well. Too late for everyone. Orobis is already here. What are you doing?
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
There we go. Not giving us the option.
You may find a treasure, my friend. Stay safe, it's getting dangerous out there.
Weird.
What?
Oh, by Roy's sooty feathers, you're alive. And you have my ledger. You madman. I knew I could count on you. Never had any doubt. Didn't you promise me a reward? What? A reward? Oh, yes, yes. Here. This old thing won't be worth much soon anyway.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so you still get the Avarice gloves, but I guess they
Bah.
no longer give you the option to get the amulet from the gambler.
May I tear a smile upon you?
Wish I had grabbed more books as I ran.
Farewell.
Door is sealed by a powerful rune.
Panion's students were corrupted. I see.
Yes, they said Panion was after the shard. Where is he?
Elder Panion was here but a moment ago. He took the shard. I told him to wait, but he would not listen. I fear the Void is manipulating him, turning his courage into arrogance. He's left to face the Void alone.
What can we do now?
You must intercept Elder Panion before the Void claims him and seizes the shard. Knowing him, he is headed where the Void broke into the city. Please, stop him.
Gods be with you.
This is a dark day. There's no telling how many you have lost. That is messed up. Must be something I can do. The last I heard, the armory was being overwhelmed as well. If we are to hold up here, we need to retrieve arms and armor from there before it's too late. In my state, I'm useless, but you, however, seem capable of fighting. Find my subordinates at the wall and tell them we need to fall back. and to recover as many supplies as we can. Now they finally fixed this. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That was so annoying. Because I was wondering if they had fixed it, or if I was just projecting my feelings about the way that reversal worked in this game. But yeah, like because for so long, you know, like they just made it that like entering into an area was like, you see how like as my mouse approaches, like this glows to let you know that you will have it selected, and that yeah, so this whole area is the entrance, but you can move into that area. But so previously, the way that the traversal system worked was if you entered the area by moving, it counted as you clicking on the transition to the next area, which made so many things worse as you got later into the game. But thank goodness they finally fixed that. Thank you, 11th Hour Games, so much for fixing one of the biggest issues in the game. We're already at 38 minutes, so give me 1 second. Let me restart the recording. And we're back. Alright. No potential doors there. Okay, so now the secret doors are actually visible. So you don't have to search for secret doors anymore. You can just directly tell that that's the door. Which obviously makes them far less secret now, but yeah, it's better than. I mean, mind you, like, you know, like it was always really cool, like finding the secret doors before, because you know, like you never knew for sure whether or not you were, you know, like you're doing something that the developers like weren't intending for players to do or not. Like I would still prefer that they do something to just make it like feel like more mechanical, like, you know, it's like the Diablo 2 system where, and like if you're paying attention and like you hover over the right thing, then you can tell that there's like a little like thing on the wall that you can interact with. That makes it that you you know, like you unlock a secret door. Increasing that explosion damage. I'm not sure how effective that thing is. Yeah, we can't get it to show up if we're not actually hitting enemies. I'm not sure how effective that little flask actually is. Yep. Yeah, so this part hasn't changed much.
Not happening. Not happening. Huh. They won't forget. Not happening.
Yeah, this whole part's still pretty much exactly how it was before.
Not happening.
I mean, visually, like, it definitely looks better, but... I'm not saying, like, you know, like, this is something that, like, needed changing. It's just notable that they didn't make any changes to this. Yeah, because using the time gates to get to this part, that's been part of the game for longer than almost everything that you've seen me do in in the game so far. I don't plan on using umbral blades. Like, this is a very powerful skill, but like the way we're setting up our puncture makes it that, you know, this is unnecessary. And we just need one more level in our puncture.
Not happening. Might have to drop something.
Here we go. Finally got it. And now our puncture is our boss killer.
Easy. Too easy.
Against groups, it's still better to use
Not happening.
Cinder Strike, but one-on-one, that is definitely far more effective. Yeah, might have been able to keep the boss alive if I had remembered to switch to Cinder Strike. Ooh. Yep. Button for my button for my flask is on the opposite. So this right now if you can hear this, that is one of the grip buttons on my controller. That's the one on the right side. The one to use my flasks I put on the left side. Yeah, getting my head around the new setup is going to take me some time.
Might have to drop something. I do have some Runes of Shattering. Oh, is that not the Forge button anymore? Okay, I must have pressed D instead of F.
Terra's grace be with you.
Captain Ansel sent you. Thanks to Terra. It's too late for most of us, but Manus, the quartermaster, is still somewhere in the armory. Please, find him and he'll help get supplies back to the captain.
Take care of yourself.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Greetings.
Welcome. I can undo past action of yours for a price. What do you know about time rifts? Why, from the story told by Elder Gaspar, I should be the one asking you. But yes, I will indulge you. Throughout the history of Atera, there have been the rare tale of strange portals or travelers claiming to be from another time, often in events involving the shards of the Epoch. Your story passing through multiple on the same day is quite bizarre. There have been any tales of time rifts in the precipice? What? Of course not. Do not tell me you encountered one. Gods, between the void finally finding last refuge and multiple rifts appearing in time here, this indeed seems to be the end of the world. Yet these rifts may be our salvation. Search for more of these rifts. If we can learn more about them, we may find a way to use these rifts. Keep an eye out.
Do not
Okay.
dwell on the regrets.
Yeah, I do have 5. There, 4 here. Alright. Now we're not investing any more points into Rogue. Tongue of the Aberrant. Chance to poison on spell hit. +1 to poison spells, +3 to all attributes. 13% of damage reflected, increased poison damage. Cool.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
Gods.
Let's get back to the council chambers.
Katera, watch over you.
Not happening.
Up, buddy.
Stay back.
What are you doing? Leave me. Run. I can feel myself changing. Elder Penion's body starts to twist and distort in front of you.
Not happening. Not happening. What a shame, poor man. But what's done is done.
The shard. Or you lies the shard that Elder Penion held. It seems to drive the void away despite being unable to protect the man himself. The shard you hold resonates in its presence, as though drawn to you, the one before you. Pick up the shard. Entering the end of time. Time has come for context. 1 second, let me restart the recording. Right back. And we're back.
You seem a little disoriented. First time here, traveler.
What is this place?
This is what is left of your timeline, and many others. Welcome to the end of time. Don't act so surprised. Countless other travelers have come and gone from here. I must have looked that surprised my first time as well. Most of them don't last much longer. Jumping around timelines is a dangerous hobby. If you want a better chance, you should find your friend, Gasper. He might be kind enough to show you how to tap into your true potential.
Elder Gaspar? Here? I'll speak to him.
Stay safe.
Ah, yes.
Limitless possibilities, infinite worlds. This is the Monolith of Fate. The Monolith of Fate? Beings beyond our understanding once used the Monolith of Fate to observe the countless alternate timelines that branch from our own. In reality's current state, it is now merely a graveyard of dead timelines, consumed by the void. However, your epoch may be the key to reviving these timelines, as it holds power similar to the Monolith's creator. Reviving the timelines? Using the epoch, you can navigate the echoes of dead timelines, giving them form and life again. Be wary though. Forces that destroy these worlds would keep them in darkness and seek to snuff the light you bring. Beware the shades of Orobis. Shades of Orobis? They are reflections of Orobis and his torment. They slumber in the darkness of these dead timelines, waiting for signs of travelers like yourself, and ready to destroy them. Even if you were to survive an encounter with a shade, I would not rest easy. Shades are extensions of Orobis himself. Rousing their attention draws his gaze. You may find your travels to the Monolith more treacherous were that to happen.
Hello, traveler. Do not dwell on regret.
What brings you here?
Knock, knock. Who's there? Nana. Nana who? Nana your business, that's who. Goodbye.
May Eterra guide
Hey
your
there,
travels.
want to try your luck? Hope to see you again real soon.
Not happening.
Alright. Now explain.
You've woken up. That's good. I'm sure you have many questions.
How can you help me?
I see you've spoken with the armor-clad woman. She may be flippant, but she intends well. Your potential is infinite. Infinite in strength, yet at risk of drowning in a sea of other selves. Countless alternate versions of you have come and gone, only to drift away into nothingness. Some of them were strong, and their power can be absorbed, given a new home in you.
How do I harness that power?
I have been here for a long time. Long enough for time to lose meaning. For my original self to lose meaning. I have absorbed the faded selves of too many other Gaspars to count. In the process, I've become adept at guiding the shades that flow here. If you allow me, I will guide a measure of your other selves to you. This will tie their lost fates to one which still holds hope. I warn you, your will must be absolute, or you will risk losing yourself to the storm of shades. Do you accept this risk?
Yes.
Then close your eyes and focus on the potential you wish to wield as I guide the shades to you.
Use mastery. Falconer, a master tactician who employs deceptive traps at the fearsome bird of prey to gain advantage against her enemies. Passive bonus: plus 12 dexterity, plus 1 falcon melee damage per 4 dexterity. Knock skill falconry. Use mastery. We are now a falconer. Huzzah. Yeah. Focus on Wilderness Scout for now. We have access to falconry, which is obviously one of our main things, but net is the skill that we're aiming for first. Hello, bird. We have bird. Cool.
I see that you are still you. That strength will be necessary if our world, our reality, is to have any hope.
Your trials in the ruined era are not yet done. Epoch you hold is still incomplete. Return to last refuge. Return to the me so long ago. He will guide you towards the last shard and the inevitable fate of your timeline. We will meet again.
A return. Now, I wish that they would have updated the character sprite, like the character portrait for this one to make it seem different than the one that's in our timeline. Because by doing it this way, like they make it seem like they're like the same guy. But but he talks about, he's doing the whole like Jet Li the One thing, and Doctor Strange and the multiverse thing. But where like he's eating other versions of himself in order, like, I mean, not necessarily to gain power, but the result is gaining power. So that should be reflected at least a little in how he looks. To the council chamber.
Gods be with you.
By the gods, you made it back safely. These supplies you may be able to last just that much longer. Thank you. We are in your debt.
Welcome.
By Eterra, you've done it. You've returned the shard. What about Panion?
Void corrupted him.
I see.
What can we do now?
Even with both of our shards, this city is lost. Our only hope lies in the Temple of Eterra, where the last shard remains. By reforming the Epoch, you will be able to return to your time and take us with you. Away from this ruin, you are the only one who can help us.
I'll find the last shard. But you should know, I'm not betting good odds on being able to do anything for you. Because I was just at the end of time, and you were there. If you were there, then I probably didn't help you guys out.
Thank you. There is an old passage to the surface. I will dispel the rune that keeps it sealed. The Temple of Eterra is far to the east.
In case you're wondering about legendary potential, you can see here. What legendary potential does is the item can be upgraded to be legendary item by combining it with an exalted item in the Eternity Cache, which the Eternity Cache is something that unlocks when you get into endgame, causing it to absorb a number of affixes from the exalted item equal to the legendary potential. Oh, they didn't fix the so /n in programming parlance, /n means new line. So there were supposed to be 2 additional, basically like, you know, like the Eternity Cache can be found within the temporal sanctum near the ruined coast. Like that was supposed to be like a line down and then an extra break between them. So kind of like the way that we're seeing. Oh yeah. Once I'm on here, I can't go into the thing, but kind of like what you're seeing between like two-handed spear and range 3 meters. Like that's basically what doing a /n does for text formatting in programming. So they like this is a typo here because they didn't add. So basically, like whatever they're using for actually breaking a line in their UI elements, /n isn't part of that. Either that or they needed to add some other, you know, basically the way that text was added to whatever this is stored in. I don't know if like they have like a database that has all of the text descriptions, or if, you know, like they're hard coded in somewhere. Like I don't know how they did it, but whoever it is that they have it, either, you know, they used the /ns and didn't spot it, and that's just not how they do line breaks in their UI, or however this is stored is not stored so that it can have the correct styling applied to it when it's put into the the UI that we're seeing here for the item. Yeah, but that's what Legendary Potential does. Five regen. Use some dexterity. Rune door. Door is sealed by a powerful rune. Recall Elder Dasbar's instructions on how to dispel the barrier. Dispel the barrier. Sheltered wood. Hey, bird. Fight something. Nice. It's just constant passive damage. Yeah. Like, I've never liked this area. Like, not because of like any of like the enemy types or anything. It's just that and you know, and probably like there's probably some people who don't like me saying this, but like basically like this region here should just be like a hallway. Like this whole region should just be like one long hallway leading you from here to where you need to go next. But instead, like, you know, there's these like little like branch off pathways. And when you go down the branch off pathways, yeah, you know, there's stuff to fight, but that's really it. Like, you know, they're like, you know, like when you go off on these, you know, like, you know, little like branches, and maybe there's a, you know, like maybe a shrine will have rolled, maybe, you know, some like chest or something will have rolled, but you know, there's generally like no real reason to go down like the other pathways other than the fact that you can get into more fights. Yeah. And obviously, like, you know, like in a game like this, you want to be fighting more, obviously, but you know, but you have to go out of your way for it, which is the not kill all of them? Where'd those come from?
I honestly don't know if this is actually like worth investing in. It only has a 15% chance to trigger, and it only triggers off of the first attack. I think I'm going to down level this. Like, I thought this would be like more like come into play more than it has, but it has not been the case. I'm just going to re-level it. Yeah, and I wish they would also change this whole interface here. It's not a good one. You should just like, you should just get to click on however many you want to do, and then when you're done, like, like click that button. You know, it shouldn't ask you, "Oh, are you sure you want to do that?" Again, like doing this is what should do it, and this should be your confirmation button here. If you don't want to do it, then you exit out instead. Yeah, so we'll re-level and move out towards this one here. Because oil coating should do more work for us. I mean, I like this, so we'll keep this one. Try to invest in Inferno and Blast Wave. Like, I'll keep move out this way for the oil coating and extra fire damage stacks. Okay, so no special spawn. Now, like, we'll look at the map, and you can see that like, I just chose the bottom path every time just to get to over here. And we can see that if I want to complete this map, I need to go back over here, across there, then there's this area down here that I'm gonna have to go through. And then it'll pass over here, and then there's this area over here to go to. Where we're actually going is over here. Actually, like, it doesn't make sense that they have this this map the way it is. It should just be a long hallway.
Now, obviously, the layout of this area is not the biggest issue that the game has. And so, like, I'm fine with them having left this area the way it is, as long as they fix, like, you know, the many bugs that were still in the game last I played it before 1.0. I'm telling you right now, like, there's a... I forget if it's like chapter 7 or chapter 8. Maybe even chapter 6. I don't remember. When we get to, like, the snow area... Like, if the bug that I kept running into is still there... Because I'm going to intentionally get myself killed when we go there. Like, just because again, there's an incredibly frustrating bug in this game that I need to check if they finally fixed. Because again, I had like this this bug happen in that area with like half of my characters. Like basically like the half of my characters that died during that part.
Not happening.
And I'm hoping that bug isn't still in the game. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they went and they fixed that, because it is a really bad bug that was reported by many people, including me.
Not happening.
And if they didn't fix that, then I don't know what they were using their development time for, because it is actually something that would make people stop playing the game. Like, it's that bad of a bug. I'm not even going to say what it is, just in hopes that it's not there anymore.
Not happening. Not happening.
Aged note. Here's a note, preserved with magic. The safety of Last Refuge does not extend beyond this point. Beyond the shard's light is the darkness of the void, and the madness of the cults that worship it. Turn back now. If you do not, may what remains of Atera's light protect you.
The cultists had a philosophy. The void transcends reality, and by embracing it, so could they. After all, this world was gone. If they devoted themselves to despair, would it welcome them? A form of hope. Desperate, worthless in the end.
Okay, so that was a transition into the next chapter. So there's a cutscene to start the game. I mean, there's an animatic to start the game. No animatic to transition from chapter 1 to chapter 2, but there is one to transition from chapter 2 to chapter 3. Although I am very disappointed that when we got the option to choose our specialization, that they didn't put the background animatic for the class in that part. Like, it should have been there. You know, because it's not in the opening anymore. And if that, you know, if that animatic isn't in the opening anymore, that means it doesn't exist anymore. But I mean, like, why not just use the art that you created during the class selection? There are actually like cool little background things. I don't understand why they're not in the game. Or not in the game anymore.
Not happening.
Yeah, because I'm not saying that, you know, they needed to go and make an animatic for each of the masteries for each class, but at least like, you know, like the ones that you created, like, use them, you know, like use your artistic license and like reuse the thing you created in a way that gives it more value, which is like that's exactly the point where it would have had more value. You know, using it when the infinite gas bar, I guess, like gives you the choice of your specialization. You just make it at that point. Now you are like, you know, now you see the background of the character who up to that point was just a traveler that had no background. Already at 30 minutes again. Second. And we're back. Yeah, like my hesitation on this is that like the goal of using puncture is not for me to use puncture. And like I got this so that like eventually like I'm going to be having net be the thing that's using puncture. If you look at net, there it is. Now net uses puncture for us. The way we're going to be using net is so that it is the one doing all the puncture stuff. And so we don't want to be going into things like stave execution or Scalebane. Or maybe Scalebane. Depends on whether or not that going for poison seems like it's like a better option than going for bleed. But like, we don't want to be going for stuff that makes, you know, that's like anything that's saying your direct uses of puncture. Anything directly using puncture, you know, that is predicated on you needing to directly use puncture is the stuff we don't want to go into. Like so Mind Piercer that requires you to directly use puncture. I just put yeah, so those are the things we want to be avoiding. Like using puncture to immobilize might be a good one, but I think net does that already. So it's not like a big bonus for us if we do that. Yeah, I'm not sure if this and this would actually work together. And like if we're having net use puncture, I don't know if those would actually work together. But I'm curious to see. We will start making our way this way.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. drop something. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
I'm not going to blame button positioning on that one. It just took me too long to notice I was on low health.
Easy. Too easy. Might have to drop something. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
1 point away. Oh, actually. Do 4. There we go. So try out explosive trap, then don't like it, I'll switch back to they seem to last a bit. Yeah, I don't like it. I do not like it. Alright. Now have oil coating. Go and put falconry right there. Falcon mark. Deviant stamina. And we're at 40. 7 health regen.
Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, we're not using Flurry. We can pick that up for our other rogue.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. Easy. Too easy. Might have to drop something. Might have to drop something. Not happening.
this will be a good stopping point for us. Next time we'll continue on to Terra's Temple, which is the kind of nexus point that gets us moving on to the main. I don't want to say like plot line, because once again, like I never knew what any of the story was before I started this playthrough. But you know, like after, like once you get out of like this era, like the form of the game really starts to take shape, like as far as like the act structure and everything goes. The opening and throughout this chapter, like, you know, chapters 1, 2, and 3, like, are very disjointed compared to the rest of the game. Like, they did a better job of making everything else feel like coherent, I guess, like as far as like what you're doing in order to progress to get to the end. So like we're nearing the end of like on the messier part of the story, I guess. And we have access to most of our main skills now. You get all the way to 15 to get net, though. Unfortunate. I wanna have access to net sooner than later, just to see how like that synergy works. If it's worthwhile to really do what I've been aiming for this whole time with this character, or if I should give up on net, just focus on the Falcon stuff. Falcon stuff and Cinder Strikes, and so, yeah. Hopefully we get that unique, you know, those unique gloves that are the whole reason why we have Cinder Strike in the build. But we will see. Nice. Gonna be it for this one. Everybody for stopping by and checking me out. Enjoying the playthrough. Appreciate doing all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, Stay Victus, Bye Zumaris, and bye.